Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we are finally reading more of Eragon. Let's do this. Eragon by Christopher Polini, which is the first book in the Inheritance cycle. And as always, this video is not intended for kids. This video is instead intended for adults who are discovering or rediscovering the joy that is. I was about to say Animorphs, but that's a different dramatic reading. But no, this video is for those adults who are discovering or rediscovering the joy that is the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Polini. And before I start reading, finally, I'll admit I did practice this like once or twice because it has been so long since I've done an Eragon dramatic reading. But, I didn't practice last night, so let's hope I keep whatever talent I had while practicing previously. But anyways, so this won't really matter much to anyone who isn't a Patreon of mine, not following me or paying for my Patreon. But anyways, there I am doing a review of the entire Dune saga, going from the books chronologically and not published date. So yeah, I didn't start with the original Dune by Frank Herbert. I haven't gotten to Frank Herbert's books yet. So anyways, so a friend had given me a Barnes & Noble gift card, and I decided to use that gift card to help buy stuff for that long Dune review, to buy paperback copies of Mentats of Dune and Navigators of Dune. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, I'm just so glad to have physical copies of books. I don't get physical copies of most books because small house, and I guess, we can't replace everything with books for some reason. But anyways, so that's the good news for all my Patreon donators. So let's get to this Eragon dramatic reading. Let's hang on a moment. And we're starting tonight the chapter A Writer's Blade. Say it all happy. Like, this is going to be a happy chapter because no one, died in the previous chapter or anything like that. Nothing happened like that. Okay. Stop smiling. Okay, I'm good. I am good. Anguish enveloped Eragon as he awoke. Though he kept his eyes closed, they could not stop a fresh flow of tears. He searched for some idea or hope to help him keep his sanity. I can't live with this, he moaned. Then don't. Saphira's words reverberated in his head. How? Garrow is gone forever, and in time I must meet the same fate. Love, family, accomplishments, they are all torn away, leaving nothing. What is the worth of anything we do? The worth is in the act. Your worth holds when you surrender the will to change and experience life. But options are before you. Choose one and dedicate yourself to it. The deeds will give you new hope and purpose. But what can I do? The only true guide is your heart. Nothing less than its supreme desire can help you. She left him to ponder her statements. Eragon examined his emotions. It surprised him that, more than grief, he found a searing anger. What what do you want me to do? Pursue the strangers? Yes. Her frank answer confused him. He took a deep, trembling breath. Why? Remember what you said in the spire? How you reminded me of my duty as dragon, and I returned with you despite the urging of my instincts? So too must you control yourself. I thought long and deep the past few days, and I realized what it means to be dragon and rider. It is our destiny to attempt the impossible, to accomplish great deeds regardless of fear. It is our responsibility to the future. I don't care what you say. Those aren't reasons to leave, cried Eragon. Then here are others. My tracks have been seen, and people are alert to my presence. Eventually, I will be exposed. Besides, there's nothing here for you. No farm, no family, and Roran's not dead, he said vehemently. But if you stay, you'll have to explain what really happened. He has a right to know how and why his father died. What might he do once he knows of me? Saphir's arguments whirled around in Eragon's head, but he shrank from the idea of forsaking Palancar Valley. It was his home. Yet the thought of enacting vengeance on the strangers was fiercely comforting. Am I am I strong enough for this? You have me. Doubt besieged him. It could be such a wild, desperate thing to do. Contempt for his indecision rose, and a harsh smile danced on his lips. Saphira was right. Nothing mattered anymore except the act itself. The doing is the thing. And what would give him more satisfaction than hunting down the strangers? A terrible energy and strength began to flow in him. It grabbed his emotions and forged them into a solid bar of anger with one word stamped on it: revenge. His head pounded as he said with conviction, I will do it. He severed the contact with Saphira and rolled out of bed, his body tense like a coiled spring. It was still early morning. He had only slept a few hours. Nothing is more dangerous than an enemy with nothing to lose, he thought, which is what I have become. Yesterday, he had difficulty walking upright, but now he moved confidently, held in place by his iron will. The pain his body sent him was defied and ignored. As he crept out of the house, he heard the murmur of two people talking. Curious, he stopped and listened. Elaine was saying in her gentle voice, "Place to stay. We have room." Horst answered inaudibly in his bass rumble. "Yes, the poor boy," replied Elaine. Okay, hang on. I just need to spend a moment adjusting this. For some reason, my headphones are really just sliding on my head today. This time, Eragon could hear Horst's response. Maybe. There was a long pause. "I've been thinking about what Eragon said, and I'm not sure he told us everything." "What do you mean?" asked Elaine. There was concern in her voice. "When we started for their farm, the road was scraped smooth by the board he dragged Garrow on. Then we reached a place where the snow was all trampled and churned up. His footprints and signs of the board stopped there. But we also saw the same giant tracks from the farm. And what about his legs? I can't believe he didn't notice losing that much skin. I didn't want to push him for answers earlier, but now I think I will. Maybe what he saw scared him so much that he doesn't want to talk about it," suggested Elaine. "You saw how distraught he was. That still doesn't explain how he managed to get Garrow nearly all the way here without leaving any tracks." Saphira was right, thought Eragon. It's time to leave. Too many questions from too many people. Sooner or later, they'll find the answers. He continued through the house, tensing whenever the floor creaked. The streets were clear. Few people were up at this time of day. He stopped for a minute and forced himself to focus. "I don't need a horse. Saphira will be my steed. But she needs a saddle. She can herd for both of us." Oh, shit. "She can herd for both of us. Herd, hunt, really similar words there." Herd, hunt. I'm hilarious. I think my life is so much more interesting because I read words that aren't there. Yeah, I like to think so. I'm not insane. Anyways, let's get back to the text here, folks. "She can hunt for both of us, so I don't have to worry about food. Though I should get some anyway. Whatever else I need, I can find buried in our house." He went to Gedrick's tanning vats on the outskirts of Carvajal. The vile smell made him cringe, but he kept moving, heading for a shack set into the side of a hill where the curd hides were stored. He cut down the large ox hides from the rows of skins hanging from the ceiling. The thievery made him feel guilty, but he reasoned, "It's not really stealing. I'll pay Gedrick back someday, along with Horst." He rolled up the thick leather and took it to a stand of trees away from the village. He wedged the hides between the branches of a tree, then returned to Carvajal. Now for food. He went to the tavern, intending to get it there, but then smiled tightly and reversed direction. If he was going to steal, it might as well be from Sloane. He sneaked up to the butcher's house. The front door was barred whenever Sloane was not there, but the side door was secured with only a thin chain, which he broke easily. The rooms inside were dark. He fumbled blindly until his hands came upon hard piles of meat wrapped in cloth. He stuffed as many of them as he could under his shirt, then hurried back to the street and furtively closed the door. Sorry, I'm drinking Coke tonight, so yeah, having to control the burps. Usually I drink water, but yeah. A woman shouted his name nearby. He clasped the bottom of his shirt to keep the meat from falling out and ducked behind a corner. He shivered as Horst walked between two houses not 10 feet away. Eragon ran as soon as Horst was out of sight. His legs burned as he pounded down an alley and back to the trees. He slipped between the tree trunks, then turned to see if he was being pursued. No one was there. Relieved, he let out his breath and reached into the tree for the leather. It was gone. Going somewhere? And that's where we're going to end tonight. And sorry, it's been long since planning, so I'm going to count. Yeah, this is a pretty decent length chapter here, and I'm going to do my best of reading a bunch of pages to get through it. In my copy of the book, I'm now finally on page 95, nearly clearing the 100-page mark. And the end of the chapter in this edition stops on page 106. So yeah. So I read, like, let's see how many pages. Yeah. Okay. We can do this slowly, getting more and more until maybe I can finally read an entire chapter without getting out of breath. Hang on one moment. But yeah, since it's been quite a long time, in the previous chapter, Garrow died. And so now Eragon is figuring out how to deal with his death. Eragon really sees no point in doing anything. It's like, fuck it. And Saphira's like, you need to do something. You just can't do nothing. And she brings up the good point that they're going to start asking questions. Like, you come, her very injured, and they'll help you because they're friends, but eventually they're going to start asking questions, and you can't answer them because those questions are things you need to keep secret. So yeah. But I do like that even in the midst of this depression, and when he finally gets moving again, when he's still depressed, he starts like, oh, hey, you know what? As long as I'm going to be stealing, you know what? Flux Sloane. I'm going to, midst of his depression, is like, fuck Sloane, I'm going to steal from him. I'm just imagining his Eragon's eyes when this mysterious person says, "Where are you going?" Like, I imagine his, eyes getting, like, as big as saucers. Like, "Oh, shit. I have been caught." Oh, God. Oh, God. Let me I'm just gonna read, like, a little paragraph, seeing if yeah. So, yeah, at first he's surprised. They doesn't describe how Aragon's eyes looks, but I'm just gonna pretend they are as, like, big as saucers because that makes me happy. And the year 2020 is full of so much shit. I'm just gonna believe things because they make me happy. No evidence really in the text, maybe slight bit of evidence, but yeah. So so the question for today's video is, if you weren't do you agree with Eragon's decision to steal from Sloane or not? Do you think it's too childish? Do you think, it's not really worth it? It's like this person's livelihood. You're like, sure, Sloane, it seems like bad from Aragon's point of view, but maybe he's not. Maybe he will redeem himself. You know. So again, in short, do you agree with Aragon's decision to steal from Sloane? And I'm going to assume I'm going to assume anyone that gives a nice answer hasn't read the rest of the series yet. Because yeah, it's like, I won't say whether or not Sloane, there's some nice things that Sloane does later in the series, but yeah. People who read later in the series probably going to have a different, I don't know. Maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. So actually, if you do answer this question, also say whether or not you've read the entire series so I can sort of be proven wrong or proven right. Okay? And also, remember, you can comment on anything I read in this video. Comment the good, the bad, the ugly, ask me about some questions I did not comment on, so ask questions on things I didn't comment about. Nice nerdy conversation down here. Let's do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. I don't think I feel like, since I'm not Shia LaBeouf, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have the comedic talent for that, but you know where I'm going with that, possibly. Also, whatever you comment down below, do not reveal any major spoilers. I'm sort of hoping that possibly we'll get new Inheritance Cycle fans from my video, so there's some big twists and turns that, first time reading through, you shouldn't know about, so they can just surprise you. So, yeah. And if you would like to get your very own copy of Eragon by Christopher Pliny, I think there might be different artwork also, but I just love this artwork here. Anyways, if you would like to get your very own copy of Eragon by Christopher Pliny, everywhere I post this video, I post a link to where you can buy the book. Buying via my links will do two things. One, it will give money back to Christopher Polini, who created this awesome series. Is it the best series? No, but I love it. I love it so much. And I really want, a sequel series because there's stuff that's not entirely wrapped up in the fourth book that I want to know more. And, the little book of shorts did not do it for me. It sated me a little bit, but it's like, I need more. I need more. I need my Eragon fix. Anyways, the second thing buying from my links will do is that I'm a member of the Amazon Associates program, so buying via my links means I get a little percentage of the profits. So you want to help support, your favorite YouTuber, right? This pose is sexy, right? No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, please like this video if you like my haircut. I like to get a little pedicure once a month just because I have tendonitis in my feet, and getting that little massage just helps keep that pain at bay. I was sick last month with a sinus infection, so I couldn't go. And yeah, it just hurt a little bit more than usual, so I love that massage. Oh my god, that really helps out so much. Okay, I think I had a point to this. No, I don't think I. No, I don't think. I think I just started rambling. Oh yeah, like it if you like my haircut. Yeah, I look like an idiot there. Also, remember to subscribe. I will not just be reading all of this lovely book, Eragon, but I will also be reading the other 3 books in the Inheritance Cycle. Yeah, once I finish through Animorphs, I'm going to have a lot more time to read the Inheritance Cycle. Yeah. My gosh. Yeah, so I'll be reading the entire Inheritance Cycle. Now, the book of shorts I mentioned, depending how I feel after I have finished the Inheritance Cycle, I may or may not read the book of shorts. I may decide to go on to another series, another book. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. So, that'll be it for this video. I hope you're having a very lovely Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. We just have a little bit more to go, so just hang on there. And until next video, goodbye.